And once again, we are back. This is 6/8 to 6/9, so June 8th and 9th of this year. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I may even pause a bit. I'm a little tired. I just won about $75. See, a $10 triple up and a $15 triple up, slightly back over 900, like 927. So a win is a win, even if it was me playing tight and just sitting there and not taking any chances. I want to go over some hands in a little more detail. Sometimes I feel like I'm not being detailed enough in like what I'm thinking. And what I'm thinking here is the blinds are small. I have aces. And can we shove this guy out? I have no problems with how I've played this. And sometimes aces will hold up. And that's pretty nice because you made $20 just from that. Okay, let's think about it. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back just a little bit. We wipe those guys out. Let's check this out. So king, queen, they've got an okay stack. We are suited at least. Suited cards will give you about a 2% advantage on the average. You only have to call 400 to see a 900 chip pot. In this position, you're out of position after the flop. They get to see you go first. Positional awareness is, I think, exceedingly important, especially as you go up in rankings. Beginners, and you're not bluffing people off of stuff. Typically, it doesn't happen on occasion, but generally what you're doing is you're playing straight up. When you've got value, you're going to bet on it. When you're trying to make small bets, you're trying to build a pot you can hopefully take down later. I'm assuming I go ahead and call this. Now, it's not something I want to raise, right? Right? So here's the deal. I've got a gut shot to a jack. I could draw. There's no flush. If a king or a queen falls from here, there's already an ace on the board. So how did I handle this and what happened? Because now I'm out of position. You check, it shows weakness. It says I'll have an ace. But I'm irritated. I'm on a call. And we hit. However, does he have clubs? I didn't expect him to have queen 3. And this is after the fact, right? These guys were doing that at a final table. They've seen me play. They've seen me sit there. They've seen, how I'm interacting with certain hands. They probably get a little bit more of a read on me as being a tag player, a little more tight, not quite as great after the flop. Now, I am in the small blind. I have a small stack. It is folded around to me. Okay, now. I see it as an unnecessary risk. It did work, but I see it as an unnecessary risk. Yes, really. And there's only about 8 minutes left. I just want to go over some of these in a little bit more detail. Okay, you're in position. You are suited. And it's just a standard bet. It's nothing scary. Now, it is technically a raise on the button. So that guy checks, the button is in the power spot. He gets to see how you both respond. And we both go, no. And I go, well, I've got money to burn. Oh man, what a lucky catch. I don't like calling with ace 10. Even if I catch this, and I do, calling with ace 10 can be really, really challenging. Um, depends on depends on who you're at the table with. Now, this in position, the guy limps on you. You are in the big blind. You raise. Now, here's the problem. What does he think you have? And that's the real challenge. I don't mind that I played ace queen that way. Now, could be a pair of eights. Could be ace 10. Anything ace X. $45. Not too bad. We won something. Now, here's my thinking on this. I'm going to pause it real quick. I'm out of position with a fairly strong starting hand. Queens is really great pre-flop. So I'm assuming that, let's see, they both limped in, correct? Is that right? Let me look at this again. Maybe I'm getting something wrong. I am getting a little tired, like I said. Let me see this. We would have taken this, by the way. That would have been nice. So we've got queens on the big blind, and okay, that's what it was. So the deal is the guy to our left limped in. Number 10's not having it. He puts in a bet. He's in position. I only have to call for 60 chips just to see a flop. Now, what would be the point of me raising? What does it tell him that I have? You want to lean on your strong hands, but you also don't want to push people out. Okay. What does that say? To me, at the moment, I'm thinking kings or aces, or maybe he had a couple of clubs. Maybe. A super, super lucky turn card. No idea what he was actually playing with. It's suited. It's in position. I get to see what they do after the flop. Now, do I have a jack? Do I have a pair of tens? Do I have a pair of queens? Okay. Why go crazy? Just make a standard bet. Is he betting on clubs? All right. What are the odds that he had a six? And all I did was check it down. And here's the issue. In that situation, let's see this again. I just want to make sure. Okay, so this is after the turn. I bet half the pot. All he does is call, right? Now, he checks. Why don't I bet here? Then here's the deal. How much do you have to bet to get the guy to call? And if the guy jammed all in, well, let's look at it again. Let's look at it again. So I make a standard bet. He calls. Does he check? No strength. I bet. Half the pot. I show strength. I'm in position. He calls. He checks again? No strength. I bet. What does he do? Does he raise? He calls. What's the likelihood that he has a six? And I think that's probably why I checked. And what I'm trying to figure out is when you check, he gets to see your cards. You're giving the players at the table more information. And did he put money into the pot, or chips, I should say, Did he put chips into the pot with any strength? No, it was just calling. Call, call. I don't want to let it go. Call, call. Yeah. Short stacked. You have less than 3 blinds. Almost 2. I salute you and your valor. Now, in position, would I on the button? I'm going to jam all in. I have a pair of jacks. Any queen, any king, any ace that pairs the board would beat you. But can you build a nice pot at a reasonable risk and then draw that third jack? How much did he bet? 100 on a 1,300 pot? Okay. So what do you guys think? Who's got the king? 100. I don't particularly think it's worth calling unless you just feel like you want to gamble. Now what? What's he do? Just check it down. And that's the thing. It's like a hand like that is only good maybe jamming pre-flop and scaring folks off or hitting a third jack. Tens through queens are kind of like that. The good thing about tens is tens will also kind of block straights, which gives you a little bit of an edge sometimes. It's also very hard to see. Excuse me. It's hard to see a 10 when a third 10 falls. It's hard to think, oh, you got a pair of tens. Typically, you do not want to get involved in a 3-way pot with that if you can prevent it. But Queen Jack thought he was doing well. Now what do I do? Standard bet, completely out of position. All these guys to go. 6 re-raises. What do we think we have? Do you think he has a queen? What a catch. Wow. I think I'd had it up to there. Now we're playing fucking poker. 8s. He knew he was ahead. Does he catch it? Does not. That's queens. Now what? Oh, okay. You got it? The issue is, four-handed like that, do you just want to call with queens? That guy could have king, queen. If he catches a king, oh, it's just irritating as all get out. Absolutely irritating. All right, 9 jams. Do you call with 5s? I think they're too weak. If he limps, I think I would just see a flop. A jam? Ugh, we'll see. This is bad. Any spade? Any 10? I have raised. I am in position. He is out of position. I do have at least 1 club. Ooh, he's gonna show some strength. Now what? Nah, I want more if you want to keep going. He says, nope. I'm cool, man. Just like I am. I got Jack 10. I got 2 pair. Can't win this. Got 2 10s. Keep in mind, we have won $45. We are still playing with other people's money. All right. Hold on. So let's look at this. Let's look at this for a second. So, 5-handed. This guy's in first position, number 1. He bets 2 times the big blind. You're in position with ace queen. Is it more lucrative to just call at 600? So I'd have 27. So you'd be like just above 2,000 chips. Is it better? And I'm asking myself this. I'm kind of learning. I'm learning. When I say this, is like you're always learning as you practice. I'm looking at it, trying to figure out how do we know like what to play? I think two times the big blind is one of these things I still like debate it sometimes. Because sometimes I'm on the winning end and sometimes I'm on the losing end. Putting him in for all his chips is forcing him to potentially play a bad hand or call you with a better one. And I'm trying to figure out in position in this situation, is it better for me just to flat that? Now, I think my concern is, does somebody else wake up with a hand like ace jack and decide they've had enough and they jam all in? You don't want to play ace queen offsuit three-handed, typically. What happens here? Nice. It's not what I was expecting. We didn't expect that guy to toss in, but what did he do? He'd had it up to here. He's not going to fold his ace jack, and you just cracked a guy. You also weakened the table because number one lost, a huge number of chips for his stack size. All right. $90. Not too bad. I feel a little bit better about that hand analysis. We're going to do one more right now, pretty much in the same vein. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any comments, leave it down below.